Have you heard of test tube babies? Bujho and Paheli's teacher once told them in the class that in some women, oviducts are blocked. These women are unable to bear babies because sperms cannot reach the eggs for fertilization. Now, what is this fertilization? Fertilization is basically the fusion of male gamete, that is sperm, and female gamete, that is ovum. This process is called fertilization. Here, this is the image of the sperm and this is the image of the ovum. The fusion of sperm and ovum is called fertilization. But in some women, oviducts are blocked. This is the image of female reproductive organ. These are the ovaries. These are the ovaries and eggs or ovum. Eggs and ovum are the same thing. Eggs are released by the ovaries every month. And this is the image of the oviduct. This fallopian tube is oviduct. Eggs are carried by this fallopian tube or by oviduct. In case if this oviduct is blocked, then sperm will not be able to reach to the eggs. And in that case, women will not be able to give birth to a child. As we know, the first step of reproduction process is fertilization. But fertilization cannot occur inside the uterus of a female because of the blocked oviducts. So in such cases, doctors collect freshly released egg and sperms and keep them together for a few hours for IVF or in vitro fertilization. IVF is a fertilization which occur outside the body instead of inside the body. In case fertilization occurs, the zygote is allowed to develop for about a week and then it is placed in the mother's uterus. In case if fertilization occurs outside the body of the female, then for few weeks, for about a week, zygote is allowed to develop. Then this zygote is placed in the mother's uterus and from there natural growth of the zygote starts. Complete development takes place in the uterus and the baby is born like any other baby. Babies born through this technique are called test tube babies. This term is actually misleading because babies cannot grow in test tube. Only zygote grows in test tube for about a week. Only for about a week. And after that, zygote is placed inside the mother's uterus. Then that zygote, then this is the image of the zygote. Then this zygote grows into fetus inside the female's uterus. Now what is fetus? The stage of the embryo in which all the body parts can be identified is called fetus. So this was our IVF. Now we will study about external fertilization. What occurs in human beings is called internal fertilization. Now what is this external fertilization? During spring or rainy season, frogs and toads move to ponds and slow flowing streams. When the male and female come together in water, the female lays hundreds of eggs. The female lays hundreds of eggs. Unlike hen's frog's egg is not covered by a shell and it is comparatively very delicate. A layer of jelly holds the eggs together and provides protection to the eggs. So during rainy season, frogs basically move to ponds, and when female and male come together in water, then female lays hundreds of eggs, and these eggs are not covered by any shell. They are very delicate. A layer of jelly holds these eggs together and provides protection to the eggs. This is the image which we can see. These are the eggs which are laid by the female. As the eggs are laid, the male deposits sperm over them. As the eggs are laid by the female frog, then the male frog deposits sperms over them. Each sperm swims randomly in water with the help of its long tail. As we know that sperms have long tail, so these sperms move randomly in water with the help of its long tail. The sperms come in contact with the eggs. This results in fertilization. And when these sperms come in contact with the eggs, then this results in fertilization. This type of fertilization, in which the fusion of a male and a female gamete takes place outside the body of the female, is called external fertilization. It is very common in aquatic animals such as fish, starfish, etc. So basically, the fertilization which occurs outside the body of the female is known as external fertilization. And in external fertilization, eggs are laid by the female, and after that the male deposits sperms over them, and that results in fertilization. How is the sex of the baby determined? I heard my mother and my aunt talking about my cousin who is going to have a baby. They were discussing whether she would give birth to a boy or a girl. I wonder what makes the fertilized egg develop either into a boy or a girl. So our today's topic is, how is it determined that whether born baby will be a girl or a boy? Boy or girl? Inside the fertilized egg or zygote is the instruction for determining the sex of the baby. We know that fertilized egg is also known as zygote, and inside the zygote there is an instruction for determining the sex of the baby. This instruction is present in the thread-like structures called chromosomes in the fertilized eggs. We all know that chromosomes are present inside the nucleus of every cell. These chromosomes are basically thread-like structures which are present in the nucleus of every cell. These chromosomes contain those instructions. All human beings have 23 pairs of chromosomes inside the nuclei of their cells. 2 chromosomes out of these are the sex chromosomes, named X and Y. Inside the nuclei of their cells, all human beings basically have 23 pairs of chromosomes, in which 2 of them chromosomes are called sex chromosomes, named X and Y. A female has 2 X chromosomes, while a male has 1 X and 1 Y chromosome. The gametes X and sperms have only one set of chromosomes. The unfertilized X always has 1 X chromosome, but the sperm are of 2 kinds. One kind has X chromosome and the other kind has a Y chromosome. So basically, the unfertilized egg, which is released by the ovaries of the female, always has 1 X chromosome, but sperms are of 2 kinds. One kind has an X chromosome and the other kind has an Y chromosome. When a sperm containing X chromosomes fertilizes the egg, zygote would have 2 X chromosomes and develop into a female child. If the sperm contributes a Y chromosomes to the egg ovum at fertilization, the zygote would develop into a male child. So basically these are 2 kinds of sperms. If the sperm contributes a Y chromosome, then the zygote would develop into a male child. But if the sperm contains X chromosome, then the zygote would develop into a female child. Now you know that sex chromosomes of the father determine the sex of an unborn baby. The belief that mother is responsible for the sex of her baby is completely wrong, and to blame her for this is totally unjustified. So basically now we understand one thing, that father is responsible for determining the sex of the baby. Mother is not at all responsible for the sex of her baby. If she is blamed for it, then it is totally unjustified.